Calls have intensified for the promotion of democratic accountability and reforms that improve the transparency and credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. So this comes as a civil society organization, a map development initiative, hosted a Southwest Town Hall meeting on electoral reform. Here's a report.
Stakeholders gathered in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, for the Southwest Regional Youth Town Hall meeting on electoral reform priorities as the National Assembly plans to vote on a set of constitutional and electoral reforms. The town hall is hosted by the MAP Development Initiative, which is acting as the Southwest partner of the Youth Political Participation Electoral Reform Consortium, coordinated by Kimpact Development Initiative and supported by the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. The aim is to strengthen youth engagement in elections, promote democratic accountability, and advance reforms that improve the transparency and credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. For some of the participants, the country needs strong institutions, while citizens should be more alive to their responsibilities. They also called for accountability mechanisms to investigate and prosecute election-related crimes, tackling issues like vote buying, electoral violence, and political manipulation.
The larger percentage of that voters are youth constituency, which implies that it is very important for us to have advocacy around youth inclusion and participation in electoral reforms, and since we are doing this review of the constitution, there is need for us to look at the lacuna in terms of pre and post election violence, litigations.
First of all, our government, we need accountability for whatsoever thing we are doing. First, we need to gain your trust, that we are trusted, we are not just being used.
But the money they pay in their group, in their political party, and to the government is too much. The government will reduce the money. If they reduce the money, the youth will come out and vote.
Some others believe there is the need to close the trust deficit and ensure the promotion of justice and equity to increase youth involvement in the voting process.
Generally, what everybody can do is to encourage ourselves about our electoral system in Nigeria, even though many people might want to believe that vote doesn't count. Well, let me use this opportunity to tell us that vote counts. If vote doesn't count, politicians cannot be so daft to sell their houses and their cars, exotic cars, luxurious houses, and use the money to buy votes on election day.
If we can actually adjust, starting from the grassroots, we can actually bring it back to the public, especially when it comes to doing of these things, when government can actually be people-centered, listen to people, know what people actually want, there is justice and equity, and then there is transparency. If we can do that, it will sort of give hope back to the youth, and then the youth can actually take things from them.
If we want to actually have dividends of democracy, it is not after they are in the office that we start holding them accountable.
Some of the reforms advanced by the conveners include the introduction of thresholds and deadlines for filing petitions, ensuring that post-election cases are resolved before swearing-in ceremonies. According to the team lead of MAP Development Initiative, Mayowa Adeniran, there is also the need for independent appointments of electoral officials, calling for an amendment of sections 153 and 154 to establish a non-partisan INEC selection committee, removing discretionary powers in appointing national and state electoral commissioners. He also said the group would continue to mobilize young Nigerians to champion youth-led electoral reforms across all 36 states.
One of them is to have see possibility of having electoral offences commission, and also to remove that presidential discretion in the amended constitution 153 and 154, so that we can have a merit base, And what we are proposing is to have a selection committee that we can draw from reputable national institutions that can do that selection for INEC leadership. Another thing that we are pushing for is the pre- and post-election cases, so that before even the inauguration, Can we have all these cases sorted out?
The town hall comes as the National Assembly had pledged to vote early on constitutional amendment bills, with electoral reforms as a key priority. Concluding the electoral reforms without delay is expected to give INEC enough time to implement changes well before the 2027 general election.